Welcome to the session on differentiation, rates of change. The objectives for this session are to solve problems involving connected rates of change. The chain rule can be used to connect rates of change involving more than two variables. So, dy dt equals dy dx times dx dt. Pause the video and have a go at this example. Press play when you're ready to view the solutions. Let's take a look at part A first. The radius of a circle is increasing at a constant rate of 0.4 centimeters per second. We are required to find dc dt, where c is the circumference of the circle, and then interpret this value in context. So let's solve this. So the circumference c equals 2 pi r. Therefore, dc dt equals 2 pi, since this part is constant, times dr dt. Therefore, dc dt equals 2 pi times 0.4, because this is dr dt. Therefore, dc dt equals 0.8 pi centimeters per second. Remember to always add the units at the end, as we usually drop the units during calculations for convenience. So we have that the rate of change of circumference is 0.8 pi centimeters per second. Now let's take a look at part B. We are required to find the rate at which the area of the circle is increasing when the radius is 10 centimeters. So let's solve this. Now we know that the area of the circle is A equals pi r squared. Therefore, dA dr equals 2 pi r, since r is the only variable on the right-hand side. Applying the chain rule in this context, we have that dA dt equals dA dr times dr dt. And therefore, dA dt equals 2 pi r times 0.4, which is equal to 0.8 pi r. And therefore, dA dt equals 0.8 pi times 10, and this is of course centimeters. So dA dt equals 8 pi centimeters squared per second. And again, remember to always add the units at the end. And now for part C. We are required to find the radius of the circle when its area is increasing at 20 centimeters squared per second. Now from part B we have dA dt equals 0.8 pi r. Therefore, since dA dt equals 20, we have that 0.8 pi r equals 20. And so solving for r gives us r equals 25 over pi centimeters. And again, always remember to add the units at the end. This brings us to the end of this session. If you have understood its contents, you should be able to solve problems involving connected rates of change. Thank you very much for listening. To understand this topic in greater depth, do attempt the exercises in your textbook related to this topic.